Greetings and welcome back to Smartwatch Ticks. We're a YouTube channel on the web at smartwatchticks.com. You know, a lot of you guys go, Mr. Ticks, how in the world do you keep straight all of these different watches? How do you know which ones do what and which ones don't do what? To be honest with you, I can't keep them all straight. Like this one. We're going to get into this. Let me tell you the name first of all. I'll try to keep that much straight. It's called the LOKMAT SMA-TK05 smartwatch. It's from TomTop. And it's got certain things in it that flag it for me as being in a particular category. Like it's missing the word Android. So I know it's not an Android smartwatch. It's like Android watches, Galaxy, Apple watches, you know, the big boys. Then you get into these other things that do fitness or do health or do phone calling, all of that. And then we try to stratify them from there. So what is the TK05? It's a multifunctional smartwatch. It includes all your basic, step count, calorie monitoring. Aha, there's a red flag word, GPS. If a watch has GPS in it, that means we're going to get more accurate data for fitness. This got motion tracking for running, cycling, climbing, marathon even. Wow. Heart rate monitoring, sleep monitoring, push notifications. They all pretty much do that. Remote camera when you're tethered, real-time weather, that's nice. You get weather report on it. It's got a timer, music player, sedentary reminder. That's standard stuff too. So looks like a basic smartwatch with the added features of having GPS in it. But wait, there's more as we get deeper into it. First, we go through the screen is an AMOLED or IPS or TFT or whoever LCD. This is an IPS 1.3 inch full crystal clear, and we like to know the resolution. Maybe we'll get to it later. There it is, 240 by 240. It's on the low side. They're up to 360 by 360 now, but this one, it's viewable. It's going to be okay in a 1.3 inch size. It does have built-in GPS. Not too many have a compass or atmospheric pressure sensor. That's a bonus on this one. Useful comparison for outdoor activities like cycling and climbing and hiking and things. So now we're starting to see the category this watch fits in. It's got accurate monitoring of heart rate, blood pressure, the basic parameters for taking your vitals. Whoa! Now here's another one, supports SIM card, GSM, that's the network that all of these run on, so you could put a SIM card in it and use it for calling. Now that tells you it's got a speaker and a microphone and an antenna and circuitry to do all of this stuff. So, wow, we've got a compass, we got GPS, we've got SIM card capability. It's starting to look like a full-featured, outdoorsy, you're way out in the wilderness, and as long as you can pick up a cell tower, you've got a phone you could make calls with if you need to, and check your altitude and position of direction. It's got IP67, marginal. Don't know if you could really dunk it underwater, but it should work in rain or sweat as long as you try to keep it dry. And a bunch of different watch faces. So there's the specs, the model number. Zinc alloy, fiberglass, polycarbonate, silica gel strap. I know, we want to look at the watch, not the specs. So let me jump over. Not much RAM or ROM. You're not going to get a whole bunch of songs in it. There's no TF card in it for that. These are the languages supported. And there you go. Okay, so from LOKMAT, and they love this packaging of all of their, not all, but almost all their watches. They put in this fancy red box with a plastic cover and recessed watch in here that's held on, with a little thing in the back. And then you literally have to take the strap off. So it's great for giving as a gift because unpacking it takes some time. And part of the joy of getting into a new present is the anticipation, right? You all know about anticipation. You put up with me. I never get there. Okay, we got a cover we can take off of it, and that reveals what will be the watch face when we turn it on. Very flexible, removable bands, charging port connector. Looks like a speaker over here to me. Yep. 2 holes, maybe a microphone, hopefully one of those. Supposed to have, you see the screws there? Getting the light? Yeah, Yeah, that's where you open that up and you can put a SIM card. But wait, Mr. Tix, we've seen this one before. Shh, shh. I know you have, but this is different. This is the TK05 SMA from LOKMAT. Let's look at the charger. I'll answer your question. Yes, I will. Okay, we've got a clip-on dock thing with a curved... I know you have seen this before. Now you remember it, don't you? And you got to get it just right. Remember me saying I really don't like these things? But if you get it right, it works. To always plug it in, then connect it and wiggle it till you see the charging thing so you know that the pins are aligned. Yeah, that's important. Okay. Also in the box, we've got, I would imagine in here, a screwdriver. Oh, some extra screws too for, oh yeah. And this thing is for pulling the little SIM card out of here. Yeah. And putting it in, I guess. It's not really spring loaded so much, so you have to use this to get them out. And there's extra screws in case you strip them, and the little screwdriver here that you would use to take them out. All that's related to that. And then here we go, the manual, the TK04, TK05 manual. And oh, now you know you have seen this before because, folks, this is exactly the same manual. Yeah, this happens occasionally. Mr. Tix gets in a different product by a different name from a different company, marketed by a different outlet, in this case, TomTop. And when you dive into it, you actually find out that deja vu, you have looked at this one before. Over here somewhere, I got a bag. There it is. And I do this. I'll toss a lot of similar watches together, and this bag contains the ones we've reviewed as the M5S and the TK04, and this is the TK05, because somebody asked, will you do that one? It's like, okay. But you know what? It's pretty much identical to what we have already reviewed. So if you want to know more details, go back and check out the reviews of the M5S and the TK04. But I do want to show you this one up front and personal. Here we go. I've researched the heck out of it, gang. Honestly, the only difference I can tell between the two is the casing. You can see there's a definite difference in the layout of the bezel on both of these. Other than that, the sides are the same on both of them with a speaker down below. There is a version that does not have the calling in it, and there's no speaker right here, but it's not the TK04 or 05. And some of the watch faces are different. And of course, the about. So I'm going to come in here into settings and show you way down here on about that we're looking at the TK05 here, and we're looking at the TK04 here. Now watch this. Come back here to our opening screen, slide down, and you see there's a bit of a different layout in each of these pages. That's been a change. And there's only the two here. Here you also have the app, a calendar, and temperature display, and it loops back then to the watch face, which was coming down from here, and that takes us back. So we've got all the dots down here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different pages. This one, we only have these 2 different pages, and that's it. From there, you get back to the watch face. Now, let's look at the watch faces then, because that's what's different. You can get the same colored bands, I believe, interchangeable with each of them. I particularly like this green with this particular green display, but everybody has their different preferences. So when we go in here, you find, I'm just going to page through them, and you can see for yourself that they are completely different watch faces. So if the functions are all the same, what you may want to do is decide based on the watch face you see that you like. Yeah. Interesting that they are radically different between the two of them. And now we're back to where we were. Okay, Bluetooth calling is not mentioned anywhere in the literature, and both of them support it. And that is so bizarre because that's one of the best selling features, I think. When you go into either of them, this is the 05 here, right? New one. And you go into making a call with the dialer, and you put in a number and you do this, you see you can make it a local call or a Bluetooth call. When you see that kind of thing, it doesn't just jump and start the call, but it gives you a choice of local or Bluetooth. Then that means it supports both the SIM card and the Bluetooth connection to your phone. And there they both are here. So both of them are dual mode, meaning you can put the SIM card in here if you want to, but you don't have to as long as you're tethered to your phone. And we talk about that extensively in the review of the TK04 on how you set this thing up, both to tether to the app and to tether separately to your phone for Bluetooth calling. So, gang, it's your choice. I printed out the TK04 to compare with the TK05, and when you look at them side by side, the model number is different, but everything else, until you get down to the item weight, is the same. And I honestly think that's just a mistake on the weight. The packaging weight is slightly different too. But all the other features are the same, slight different layout in the user interface, but insignificant really, unless you really want a calendar and temperature display right here. You can get to all of those from the apps from within down here as well. From here you go into your motion records, your step count, there's your graph for your heart rate, there's the graph for your barometric pressure, and this one's been activated, so that's why you're not seeing anything there. There's your altitude stuff, there's the compass. Is it the same compass? This has got that green kind of integrated one. Yeah, same basic compass. I mean, they're pretty much identical. Back to the watch faces. So, you can get the brand new TK05, and you can't find that very many places, but you can get it from TomTop. So if you like this one, and it's a good price overall comparatively, check out the other sources for the other ones. But if you come on back, use the link that we've got in the show notes to take you over here and pick up from TomTop the SMA TK05 with SIM calling, Bluetooth calling, GPS, all the other things that you saw in it that match up with the TK04, but in the newer TK05 format. All right, great. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.